Greetings all. This is Hairy Nick.
And this is a less hairy Justin.
So AMG, the new grand custodians of the game of X-Wing, have done, they're in the middle of, right now, what they call the Ministravaganza, which is the whole bunch of Twitch streams they're doing to
it's going for another 2 days.
Yeah. Not just for X-Wing, obviously, also for Armada, Legion, and Marvel as well. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, if you want to see some cool stuff getting painted and assembled, that's one thing I really like about what AMG is doing with these new games, is they're actually really showing you the models and going, that wasn't meant to break, but how cool was that? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Also, I think last week they repainted one of the A-Wings to look like the new Hera A-Wing that's coming out, which is just really cool. It's very new for X-Wing to get this kind of regular content from its parent company. So, that's it. But, of course, why would we be here talking about painting? We're going to talk about new X-Wing content, because that's what we do, Justin. That's what we do. So in this stream, they did talk about Armada as well. So if you're interested in that, head over to Crabox channel if you're interested in that. I'm sure there's plenty more Armada YouTubers out there who I'm not familiar with, so go check that out. But for you guys interested in X-Wing, let's talk about some new stuff. So we had one new ship revealed here. Just the one. It's not like a big Gen Con wave reveal like we've seen in the past. Just the one ship and a few smatterings from some upgrade packs that we already know about. And the new ship is this. The Trident class assault carrier fighter Thingamajig. The big squid monster.
Big squiddy boy. Calamari.
Yes,
Calamari
indeed.
with minimum chips.
But not a Mon Cala ship, oddly enough. No. This is... I don't know who created this.
I was going to say, was it the other... What's the ones that aren't Mon Cala but are also on the planet with
There were some evil underwater things. I don't know. It's in Clone Wars. It's really, really cool. But this was designed to sort of drill into the side of bases and that kind of stuff and deploy droid squads. Also deploy amphibious droid squads. So I think it's meant to be sort of fly through the sky and through the water and that kind of stuff. Really sort of out there design. In terms of like Star Wars extended canon, this is one of the more bizarre ships that we've seen, and
but it also makes sense.
We have an X-Wing now.
I was going to say, it does make sense for the CIS to have the more bizarre things, though.
Oh, I agree. I like it how they're constantly referring to things that don't exist in the Star Wars universe, like vultures and hyenas. And I know it's not called a squid ship, but it's like the Trident is like referential to it being like in the ocean, that kind of stuff. I find that humorous. Have you ever read Critical Hit, I think, the Pokemon comic? And somebody catches a Pikachu and the Pokedex says, Pikachu is a mouse Pokemon. And they just say, what's a mouse? It's that kind of vibe. But really cool. And as AMG showed off on stream, the arms move on this somewhat anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to playing this one. This is right up my alley.
Indeed, I agree. Interestingly as well, here are the pilot cards we have. They've also chosen to field this one on Scum. So both ships that are available on the CIS in Epic, as in Epic ships, are also available on Scum. Both of those factions share the exact same ship so far.
But I think that was already agreed on when we first started getting Epic ships.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because we now have 7 factions, and obviously Epic was created back when there was only 3 or 2. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But the Sea Rock Cruiser, also originally a Scum ship, is also available in the CIS. So it's kind of cool. Me, as not so much into Epic myself, I kind of looked at this and go, like a CIS ship, like, whatever. And then I saw you can feel it on Scum, like, well, I'll probably pick it up then.
I saw it for, CIS to begin with, and I'm like, that's pretty good. I need that.
It's a nice bonus. I think it's also a very consumer-friendly move to give the fans that kind of versatility. And obviously also from a marketing point of view, it's good for AMG / FFG / whoever's going to be selling this, because it makes it more applicable to more of their audience. Also, accompanying all of this was these images here. So we're going to start getting ways to play the game with AI elements, as in you can face off against this ship, and there are ways to sort of automate the way it flies against you. In some like randomized ways or like dice rolling ways. We've seen this already. There are ways to automate one-on-one games with just like the basic standard game. But through this card here, you can actually randomize the way it attacks as well and sort of interact with some of those more epic mechanics.
Yeah, this way you can sort of verse an epic ship and see if you can take it down within a certain amount of turns or just take it down at all. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, by yourself, cooperatively, whatever. Looks really cool. Not really much revealed in the way of this. We don't have any upgrades from it yet. Just going back to the pilot cards, yes, there is something to do with this baked-in ability. Talking about tractor tentacles, we don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's an upgrade that we'll see later on.
They also said on the stream that there is something to do with the beak as well. So
indeed, more on that as it develops. But you and me, we're not really epic players. We like the standard game.
We do.
We're boring like that. So let's go into some boring stuff with some new pilots. So these are all new pilots that will be included in the 3 squadron packs we've already spoken about. So there's a 1 or 2 each from those. In fact, I think we have exactly 2 more cards from each of those revealed in this article. Let's start with the
two for the Rebels, 2 for the Empire, and 1 for Scum.
Okay, fair enough. Let's start with the Rebel ones. Just in the order I've dumped them here on my Discord. This is Netram Pollard on the B-Wing, Initiative 3. After you barrel roll, you may choose one friendly ship that's not stressed at range 0 to 1. That ship may gain a stress token, then you rotate 180 degrees. So that could be this ship. Does not specify another friendly ship. You're friendly at range 0 of yourself. So just as a thought experiment here, Justin, do you think this would still be good even if it just said you rotate 180 degrees and it couldn't be another ship?
Yes.
I still think that's pretty cool. So imagine
also
that.
The fact that it can go with other B-Wings, give them stress, which they want.
Go with anything at all. But you're the one that rotates. You could go with the standard ace like an A-Wing and just, do blue maneuvers to, just make it so you can stress over and over again pretty effectively. But obviously, yes, with B-Wings, there's payoffs for being stressed, like Braylon Stram and 10 Num. So, good. This is interesting because most of the other pilots we've seen sort of push in a different strategy, push in a different direction, try to encourage different kind of lists. This is kind of doubling down on some established B-Wing strats.
I'm okay with that. We had Hera on the B-Wing, which is pushing something new. It's also good to keep something for the regulars.
That's right. Also, it's not like B-Wings have been crazy in terms of meta play just yet, so it doesn't hurt to give it a bit more of a push. I don't think this breaks the 3 or 4 of B-Wing meta wide open or anything. I think it's a cool include, though. I like it. I don't think it necessarily goes into Jankyard, but it could. It's Initiative 3. There's going to be some fun applications for this card. Might be a bit of a Timmy card, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with the odd Timmy card here and there.
I'm okay with a good Timmy card.
I know you are, man. I know you are. Also on the Rebellion, Sabine Wren, and this is a flavor win if ever I saw it.
Yeah.
So Sabine does not have her ability from any other ships. On the A-Wing, she is Initiative 3. While you defend or perform an attack, if the attack range is 1 and you are in the enemy ship's forward arc, you may change one of your results to an evade or a hit. I mean, yes, you can add an evade on your attacks. I don't know why you do that, but you can, just as a mad flex. But that all aside, this is Fearless and Concordia face-off built into one card. Because, of course, Sabine is a Mandalorian.
Yes, she's the daughter of Mandalore, as written on said card.
The daughter of Mandalore. And I love, talking about the flavor win, I love this image because you can use the new configuration card to make Sabine shoot backwards, which means she can use both of these abilities at the rear at a Fang Fighter, and the Fang Fighter already wants to be in range 1. It's like, everything's just meshing together beautifully.
That's so cool.
Indeed.
I completely forgot that.
So this is from the same battle that the Hera art's from. This is from the Moon on Concord Dawn. That's sort of blown in half.
One of the Rebels episodes. Where
hey, by the way, AMG, if anyone's watching, can we get a playmat of that, please? Just the broken
that'd
planet.
Be really nice.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Really
It's
nice.
a lovely shade of purple. Yeah, come on, look at the background. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, massive flavor win on this. This is really, really solid design. In terms of its power in the game, it's only initiative 3. This ability, or rather both of these abilities, if you're going to sort of evaluate it as two separate abilities, are both heavily benefited from a higher initiative. So, even 4 would have been nice. 5 obviously would have been really, really powerful, but that's not what Sabine is. Sabine's not a pilot, primarily.
No.
Anyway,
I think it's going to be all right at 3. It's definitely your mini pocket ace. Just, floating in the background. You got Wedge that, is going to be taking all the hits and everything like that. And so you just slide in with Sabine and bam.
It'd be interesting to see which of these two pilots sort of falls in a more natural place in a list points-wise, which one's more applicable. I kind of like both as a cheap A-Wing. That's obviously not the best ship in your squad. That's not the point of these, but I like it. I just love good design. This is really, really cool. Really, really cool indeed. Well done, FFG. You really hit that one out of the park. Let's
also just seeing the Fang Fighter in the back of this shot, it just looks so good.
Indeed.
Whoever did the art on that, props to you.
Let's just quickly go over to the Scum faction. Just the one pilot here. I want to save the Empire to last because there's something very interesting to talk about with that. This is Tapusk or Tapusk.
It's got the accent on the A.
Yeah,
so
Tapusk.
Yeah.
I think
we're Australian.
Right.
We don't use accents.
No, we have the most neutral accent, mate. Initiative 5, Order 66 Informant. During the end phase, before an enemy ship in your arc recovers 1 recurring charge or force charge, you may spend 2 charges. If you do, that ship does not recover that. And Tapusk has 2 recurring charges, means you can do this every other turn. I don't know what to make of this.
Initiative 5's pretty good.
It's the highest initiative Hawk we have. Previously, that was Dace Bone Armored Initiative 4. And what if this does nothing? What if you face off against something that just doesn't care about this kind of effect?
You've got an Initiative 5 Hawk that, can do crazy things. I think you're still pretty happy.
I guess so.
I suppose it depends on the points in the end. If it's sitting at around...
Paylob is 40 points, Initiative 3, but you're paying for his ability. You're not paying for his initiative. So
yeah, okay.
A worse ability at a higher initiative, as a platform for Moldy Crow at 16 points. Say it were the same. Say it's the same cost as Paylob. We're looking at 56 points for this. It might be good. It might just be a case of, hey, this is Initiative 5. It's a pretty good platform with pretty good stats.
The Moldy Crow gives a forward-facing arc, but Tapusk is wanting to use his rotating arc to use his ability. So do you necessarily want the Moldy Crow? I mean, I know it's a 3 dice.
Well, that's the thing I'm thinking. I want to leverage this Initiative 5 by taking something like Moldy Crow. It also means you can attack with the front arc and then use the ability. It means you've got to spend actions to do it, which is not great. I mean, I guess you start the game with it facing some direction if you're coming in from a corner or something like that.
Yeah.
There is certainly upside taking Moldy Crow on this. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think realistically, we could eventually see a 4 of Hawk list maybe one day.
It has happened in the past with all the named pilots and just dumb crew combinations. But what I think about this is it's Initiative 5. It's on a really good platform that's never seen Initiative 5 before, and it has an ability that is, while not consistent, has a lot of upside. So it could just be good enough if it's costed correctly. I think if it's ballpark around Paylob, it could be interesting.
Yeah, I think like if you're versing like a bomber list, you're happy. If you're versing for like any sort of Jedi or Sith, you're feeling happy. Anything else, it's a bit hit or miss.
Yeah, and considering how ubiquitous Jedi are, and how
Yeah,
many of the lists that don't run Jedi's run secondary weapons, like it seems in my mind it hits enough if it's cheap enough.
yeah,
I think if this is costed as if this ability is always like knocking it out of the park every time, it won't be good enough. Because the reality is it won't do that consistently.
no. But also, like this doesn't have a range, so it's up to range 3 because you.
Yeah, if you're going to aim at something at Initiative 5, you're going to catch it. You're going to catch it. So yeah, absolutely. Pretty interesting ship. I reserve judgment on how good I think it's going to be. Right, let's go over to the Empire. Let's start off with the least hype ship because I think Captain Dobbs is Dobbs.
It's
actually yes.
It's yeah. It's
your
it's
acronyms.
something.
DOB means dead on board. Yeah, Initiative 3, while another friendly ship at range 0 to 1 defends, before the neutralize result step, if you're in the attack arc and are not ionized, you may gain an ion token to cancel a hit result. Like, it's a real cost ionizing your defender. And also, Initiative 3 is like, yeah, Initiative is so important on this platform. I mean, I know it's going to be costed way cheaper than, obviously, Vader or anything else on this platform, but still, it's just like, I don't know if that's what this platform wants to be doing. We were sort of theory crafting before, like, what we're going to do with this. Like, if we had it with a couple of aces, the problem with that is this doesn't want to fly like an ace. If it's taking ion tokens, it's just Initiative 3. Yeah. It doesn't fit in that archetype at all. It can go with a swarm, and you're very likely to be able to proc it with a swarm. Yeah, cool, but then all you're doing is protecting hits on a swarm, which are worth way less. So,
like, I'm thinking if you bring it with something that can coordinate, that's okay.
But coordinating's already good. I see what you're doing. You're trying to reduce the downside of it being an ionized ship. I just think you're better off taking a coordinating ship with something with just a better ability. It's just like, you have to think about these kind of things. Like when you look at a card like this and it's just like the ultimate Timmy card, which is so hard to build around. And, but if I do this, this, and this, like, is it better to just use those things with better pilots?
At the end of the day, you're still spending like over 74 points on the ship, and there's so much you can do with that 74 points already.
We're assuming it's 74 points. I'll say it may even be just 74 points. We've seen that happen in the past. I'm not very excited about this, but
no,
we already have good defender pilots to talk about anyway, so don't stress too much. I know some of our Imperial fans can get a little bit, just a little bit salty whenever we have one bad pilot revealed. Lieutenant Loria on the TIE Interceptor, Initiative 3. While you barrel roll, you must use the bank template instead of the straight. It's
super fun.
Indeed. So this is pretty much a carbon copy of the same pilot from first edition. Really cool, but Initiative 3, so, how exciting can that be?
Using the banks, it means that you're more likely to stay out of arc of someone, which is very handy.
Being Initiative 3, though, like, it's good for blocking. Very good for blocking. But do you really want your Interceptor to be a blocker?
No, you don't. No, you don't want... I'm thinking more like squirrely, stay out of the way sort of thing.
Yeah, potentially. It just seems okay. Man, imagine if this was Sienna Ray's ability. No, don't get angry in the comments, please. That would have been nuts. Look, it's cool, but it's another sort of mid-range ship. Like, as I said, I know Imperial fans can get a bit salty, but I think both of these new reveals are not particularly exciting for, what these platforms will be doing.
Like, you're using interceptors more for, your higher initiatives or for swarms. This
Indeed
doesn't do any of that.
Let's talk about one last thing. So it wasn't sort of officially revealed on stream, but it was mentioned by the mods in chat. that we have the points for Vader. And, originally I was thinking, oh, look, it's got to be more than 90 points. You said 100 points. This is 115 points.
Which is a lot.
It is a lot. Now, I'm not going to say that's too much. Obviously, I estimated lower than that. At the end of the day, this is something completely unprecedented. We don't know how this is going to go. I can just hear it right now. The comments down below saying, oh, this is, they've ruined it. It's not going to work. FFG are playing favourites. Or some nonsense comment like that. But let's have a look at this 115 points and what could this be doing? I mentioned in our video where we originally had Vader revealed, because it was sneakily added on the spread, that we could be looking at a 2 small or 1 small, 1 medium ship build. And it easily fits into that, even 115 points. Perhaps a decimator will be a bit tricky at this sort of points cost, but we could easily field this alongside Suntir, potentially even another small ship next to it. The points would be very tight if we do that.
You can also field Whisper with those points, or Echo. So there are a lot of options here.
Yeah.
Two ace builds, I think.
As I said previously, it's something that players experimented with a lot at the very start of 2nd edition. I remember playing against a lot of these kind of builds, and they were very fragile. I remember not having too much issues with it, with just sort of big, bulky Boba Fett builds and that kind of stuff. You make one mistake and your list kind of falls apart. The advantage with Vader, of course, it's got full throttle. It has a very powerful attack. Even if you're caught out of position, Vader can just eviscerate your ship before it has a chance to shoot back. That's one of the best ways sort of Vader can defend himself, by, blowing stuff up. Works quite well.
Yeah.
So I find that very, very...
You can't get hit if you blow it up.
No, that's right. So look,
big brain.
If any of you are interested in any of that theory crafting, basically everything we said in that video is still relevant. So hit the little card up here if you want to watch that video.
The only thing that is different is the fact that we were saying that you could do things like predictive shot and brilliant evasion.
Oh,
you
we made a mistake
do those things. Yes,
absolutely. Anything that says spend force. So we're looking primarily at. So the 2 cards we are looking at as force upgrades is Hate, which I think is okay on this, and Foresight. Foresight's interesting because you're spending a force technically outside of an attack. You're spending a force to perform an attack. So I guess that's up to the rules.
Does that work? Yeah, I'm not sure. It could work. I don't know.
I genuinely don't. I'm going to say probably yes, but I'm not going to make any assumptions. There'll be some clarification on that one. But yes, indeed. So yeah,
you're not really looking at any force upgrades on this ship realistically.
No, I think Hate looks okay.
I'd rather spend those points on putting advanced sensors or something like that on the ship.
I know what you're saying, Justin. I know what you're saying, but it's a 115 point ship. Hates a 3-point upgrade. Why not?
Because you need those 3 points for everything else to fit on your list.
Of course. It doesn't work until it's perfectly finely tuned. No, but advanced sensors, potentially a missile. I don't know if Vader really wants to be putting points into secondary weapons and whatever ship you're flying alongside.
Vader can spend the force on any attack, so having missiles means that he then has more red dice to throw.
Yeah, I think it's just okay. Like a cluster missile to get that versatility to attack 2 things at once. I don't know for sure because it's not traditionally something we do, but this is by no means traditional ship. So all of you people out there in the comment section, Vader builds. We want Vader builds because we want to talk about this a bit further. Well, I want to do a brewing video with Vader. I think specifically that kind of stuff. Let's talk about that for a bit. I think the most obvious includes with co-pilots, it's going to be like Suntir or Whisper, but you can do all kinds of stuff there. So again, in the comments below, let us know. We actually had one of our patrons on our Discord post a video, NetterMizuno, experimenting with Vader and Rampage in the TIE Brute, which is an interesting thing. So I will post his video down in the description below as well. So Could be interesting, but I think, we're going to discuss Vader a bit more in the coming future, for sure.
Yeah.
Because even if he's no good, I think people are going to be speculating on him quite heavily. With all of that in mind, that is what we had from this AMG stream. Justin, thank you so much for joining me. A pleasure as always, good sir.
I am a delight, what can I say?
Indeed,
and
you
modest.
Indeed you are. For those of you watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, social media, all that kind of stuff down there, the Patreon, all that stuff, all that good stuff down in the comments. Down in the description, not the comments. Although I might drop a comment.
But we might put it there as well, just for the lols.
Indeed, just for the lols. And with all of that in mind, me and Justin will catch all of you in the next video.
Bye.